She did
When
a
do
really
you
good job.
take them out for real though?
If I have the energy, I will do it this weekend. But
Really?
yeah, if not, then definitely. I think I want to do it this weekend simply because I want my hair to be. I don't like to. I've just, my hair is super thin. Our hair is super thin and soft.
Hmm.
And every single time I've let somebody perm my hair, they always burn my hair. Like,
Really?
or burn like a
That's
piece of
crazy.
my neck, or it's like
Mm-mm.
at one time I kept getting burnt on my neck, and it was by different people.
Oh
So
my
I typically don't let
gosh.
people put perms in my hair. I do it myself. So
Oh, okay.
I want to give it like, I want to give it like a week for perm, and then a week for, I only got a little rinse. I ain't got no little color. I got a little rinse, a week for my little rinse, and then go get it cut.
Okay.
So, because I know how to perm my own hair. So I
I
don't
have
need
never
to.
been able to perm my own hair.
Hey.
I've never been able to perm my own hair. And when I did have like that short relaxed cut, that one girl, she did so good, and she
Yes.
used this like sensitive hair like thing, but she only applied it. She was so meticulous, like everything was. She was
What
great.
was that, the girl that was in Marietta that you had referred me to that one time?
She was at Kalina's shop. I went to her
And
at Kalina,
she,
and then
yes,
she started her own. Yeah,
she
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 opened
doesn't do
her
hair
own.
anymore,
So
does she?
she doesn't do hair anymore. She's transitioned into like an influencer, and
Oh,
I think she has like lashes that she sells, and I think she owns like some a micro blading and lash extension bar. I don't even think she does
she
hair at
could
all
really do
anymore.
hair. She could
She
really.
she was the
It's
best.
hard to find somebody that can do like natural hair and specifically short hair
Yeah, and
without
relaxed
taking
hair
all
like.
day.
Exactly, or double booking, and you then waited. It's
50
13 of the
million.
fall. Anyway, we're hello.
Hey
My
y'all,
name is
we
Lo.
live. And I'm Alnisa. So what's up, y'all?
We
Welcome
are
back.
the hosts of Don't Listen to Me podcast. We've been, just in case you forgot, we're blood sisters. It's been a couple of weeks. We've been living a little. We've been loving a lot, and just getting down to it. So,
Yeah.
welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We definitely want to catch up with y'all. Got a lot of things to chop it up with you about.
Discuss. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, one thing that has not ever changed and will not ever change is first things first. Get your
First things
what?
first.
Your cup and what?
Fill
Fill.
her
Now we're gonna
up.
give you time. We're gonna give you time. Go ahead and drop in the comment and tell us what you're drinking. Um,
What you
feel
drinking,
free.
sis?
You look. You want me to go first? Okay.
Yeah.
So I get a text out of the blue from our dad, and like, you got 12 bottles of wine coming to your
He
house. Are
told
you
me. I'm a
gonna?
little jealous. I'm a
you,
little jealous.
you had the wine subscription first,
I did.
so then now it's my turn. So but I have enough. I plan on
Sharing the
sharing them
love.
with the
We'll
family
be
for.
we'll be there. We'll be with the fam next week. Just bring me
I'll
like at
bring a
least
bottle.
two.
Okay, I'll bring two.
You
I'll bring
got
two
12,
for
sis.
you. No, I'll bring two for you and one for us to enjoy at our parents' house.
Well, I was thinking that we would just enjoy them all together, but usually those
Perfect.
wines are like different kinds of wines, and you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
can't be just drinking,
Chugging.
drinking, drinking like we do our regular. That's why we stick to the regulars because we know our limits with those. Those
Hmm.
fancy ones,
1.5 cup, and I can't do nothing. I'm on the couch for the rest of the night. So anyway,
hmm,
that's what I'm using. I'm drinking one of those bottles that came in the, I think it's Naked Wines wine
yeah,
subscription.
yeah, yeah.
So it is called Quavita.
Okay.
Quavita.
Oh, that
I
sounds
don't know
like
how
a
to say
sister
it.
name.
It's Lisa.
What about
I don't know how to
Corvino?
do the thing. Oh,
Okay.
it's a Portuguese wine from Portugal. Wine of Portugal.
Uh huh. Is it
12
what is it's a
points.
white?
It's a white. I don't know. Yeah, it's a white
It's like a
wine.
just a white blend, maybe.
Yeah, girl. Okay, let's see what it says. It says okay. Please enjoy this full of bright pineapple and lime. I mean, I really don't know what that.
Ooh, that
I mean,
sounds delicious though. I can't wait for you to taste it.
yeah, it is. It is white wine. So okay, I don't
And you
know.
said it's 12.5?
12.5%
Okay.
alcohol by volume. So yeah.
Yep, I
Um.
got a percentage too
Okay.
tonight.
What you drinking, sis?
Yeah. Oh, I'm on a straight and narrow. I had to detox, so I'm drinking a sparkling water, and it's 5 calories. And I got my
Wow.
cup, and I'm gonna
Wow.
fill
Fill
her
it.
up.
As long as you do that, that ain't no problem. That
It
ain't
ain't
no
no
problem.
problem. I can't toast you
That ain't
tonight,
no
but we
problem.
toast out in the
Yes,
air
you
somewhere.
can. We just
Okay,
can't toast the
can't toast the
water.
water. You right. You
We
right.
toasting.
I'm
We
I'm I'm on a
toasting.
straight and narrow. I'm leaving wine to the weekends for now because I
Okay.
got to focus. But cheers,
Cheers.
everyone out there.
Cheers to that. Cheers to you. Cheers to me.
Mhm,
And cheers to
mhm,
everyone
mhm, mhm,
watching.
mhm. Yep, 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 yep.
Delicious. Delicioso. It's really good, y'all.
I've been drinking water. So um, sorry, I've been drinking water. So this is tasty to me.
Ooh,
I mean,
yummy,
I've
yummy.
been
Tummy,
drinking nothing
tummy.
but water.
Really?
I've been drinking a lot of water. And let me show you. This has become my favorite cup.
I love that cup so much.
I take it to work every day.
Really?
Every day.
It's my it's my liquor cup. So if that ever shows up at my job, then y'all need to know. Watch this. Watch this.
Let me tell
Watch
you
me.
something. I thought about the the week I had last week when I took this cup. I thought about that video we saw of the elementary teacher on the first day of school. I said, you know, as I'm walking out, I was like, now you know what? I really could just, but that would be risking it all. So never
Don't
mind.
yeah. In the words
Never
of a
mind.
wise woman, never mind. Honey Jack in my cup. That's our
What?
auntie's
That's what.
favorite
Yes.
beverage.
Okay, honey
Cheers.
Jack.
Cheers to you, Mr. Honey Jack.
All
Um, yeah, man. The speaking of that cup, let's just get catch up, y'all. We the title of the episode is "Hello, Hello, Hey, Hello, Hello." After the Erica Badu featuring My Man, My Man, Andre
right.
3000.
Come on, 3 stacks.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Um, he not my
Pull
man
that
for real.
Sierra.
Ah! That was a funny clip. Oh, our
Hilarious.
good sis here. So those cups
My
came
husband just walked
from.
by with his shirt off. He just want to show his guns so bad.
Oh, I missed that. Oh, speaking of your husband, I did want to ask. I meant to ask. This is a sidebar, really, just family.
Saturday.
Saturday, I
Yeah.
keep forgetting to text him and Nate to see if they off and can, meet me. Anyway, I'll do that. I
Okay.
forgot. Okay. But I said that to say, can you help me remember? Okay, thank you. All right. We went on a cousin's trip to the beautiful country of Jamaica. Our resort was in the Grill, Jamaica, and it was
Oh,
five of
delicious.
us, all of the cousins, and on our grandmother, our maternal cousins, like our mom's side of the family. So it was
Hmm.
just really nice. We had a good time. We were there for about, it was like a 4 day all inclusive resort
Yes, baby.
filled with
All
lots of.
inclusive me. Woo.
The food was good. The drinks were good. The
The
resort was,
entertainment was good.
yeah, it was Rio
Yes.
Negril.
Yeah, there are two, and I forgot the one we stayed in, but the one we stayed in was just gorgeous. It was clean, it's crisp,
So clean.
service was spectacular. The
Yes,
bartenders were on point.
very, very good. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Rio Negril, I don't remember which one. It's the one that was all white on the outside,
Yes, and right on the beach,
right
literally.
on the beach.
Just
Oh, we had such a good time.
look outside our balcony, and we right there, baby. It was gorgeous.
So
I mean,
beautiful.
I just want us to. I'll run that back.
Me too.
I'd run that back in a
I would
heartbeat.
like next week I would go back. It was so it was really nice. Now there were
The
some
circumstances
sign
surrounding.
there were some significant hiccups. Significant. Haley always says that to me because I love significant is my favorite. Significant hiccups.
Y'all wouldn't believe the hiccups we had.
Sis, just
I don't
you're
know
gonna have to
what
take
we
it away
going
from the beginning. I kind of
from
want
the
to call
beginning.
Daddy. I kind of want to call Daddy to tell him to chime in. So, because I've been waiting for you to tell Daddy this
He wants
story.
me to tell. I told him some of it, and then his phone died, and then I told him I will. His phone died, and I was like, I'll talk to you. I'll just tell you another time." And I talked to him today, which is how I knew you had 12 bottles of wine,
Hmm.
and so we'll all be together next weekend. So he said just to wait to tell him then because he
Okay.
wants to hear it live, like in
Okay.
person, which
In
that's
living
what I
color.
wanted to do,
I
right?
know you do it.
But let's talk about it. I don't know where to start.
Mm.
I mean, from the beginning or from
You
the
kind of
middle
gotta,
or the
even if it's not a long-winded, maybe just the highlights. But I feel like we need
highlights.
to from the
Long story
beginning,
short or short
from
story
the
long.
short story
Long story
long.
short, short story long. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Tomato,
It's your
tomato.
story. Do what you want to do, sis. I'm gonna drink.
From the beginning. In the beginning. Okay. Y'all know that my good sis, my blood sister, she works for the good old airline, right?
The airline. I'm a real black
So
woman.
she a real black woman. So thankfully, she can't quit this job because thankfully, until I mean, one day she'll have someone else on this, I'm sure. But I'm on her companion, right? So we get to fly. We get to fly. I won't say for free, but we get to fly for little to no cost, right?
Yeah.
So we chance it because we're thinking, and by the way, this is Labor Day weekend. We leave out on a Thursday. We chance it thinking most times we have all the luck in the world of getting out of Atlanta. Typically becomes a challenge when getting back in. So we had already purchased our flight back. We just needed to get there on the flight benefits.
Yeah.
Well,
And insert here, the
mhm,
flight benefits, we get to fly domestically for free of charge, but it's standby and internationally paying the taxes, which is also standby. And standby essentially means that after all of the passengers who purchase tickets are loaded and on the flight, then they'll start clearing standby passengers, like people
mhm,
who have buddy passes, employees, people who are retired from the airline, et cetera, et cetera. So
right. And it's based
just
on
so you know,
seniority, based on
seniority.
your priority on the
Yeah.
flight or whatever, right?
Hmm.
So we really thought we were in the runnings. I mean, we were like one and two, and then I think we dropped to like three and four, and we were solid. We was like, oh, okay, we gonna make it. Well, little did we know we wasn't gonna make it, and someone miraculously jumped the line from number 23 down the list and was pushed ahead of everybody else, right? So we didn't make that flight. We were panicking because there were only three more flights left. And there was only one other flight out of Atlanta that we could afford that wasn't like over $1,000 for a one-way ticket. And it was Frontier. And it left in an hour. And we were at the Delta gate. So
I actually forgot about one part.
you forgot about that part, didn't you? That's why I got to. I'm gonna embarrass myself, but I mean, hey, it might have been somebody that got it on camera. So I'm like, I ain't seen it on Shade Room again. But so
That's so
hi sis.
sweet.
Start. Let's start from this. Did y'all hear about Kevin Hart when he tore his he tore something, a muscle or something, trying to race, thinking that he was younger than what he was, and He was just like, this is how you know you old when you do stuff and you in your head you think you're young enough to do it, but then you realize no, that wasn't a good idea. Well, that's a moment that I had at the airport, guys. This is how we started our trip off, y'all.
Oh,
I have
yeah.
never attempted this in my life, so I don't know why I thought in my head I could do it, but I was in panic mode. I was full fledged panic mode, y'all. Okay.
Oh,
Low purchases the flight on her app, tries to check us in. Mind you, we've already checked the bag on Delta, tries to check us in, and she says, "Oh no, it won't let me check in. It says we have to go all the way back to the counter." Ding ding ding. In our heads, we're thinking counter all the way through TSA, all the way to the front of the line. You know, Atlanta is hell.
yeah. And we're saying we have an hour. So at this point, we're really
One
cutting it
hour.
close before the flight departs.
1 hour.
Yeah.
I say, come on, Lauren, we gotta run. We running. We get to the escalator, y'all. Top of the escalator. Lo decides to look at her at the purchase tickets again on the app and says, "Wait a minute. I think it says we have to go to the counter at the front of the gate." And she turns and says, "You think we can run back real quick we're going down the escalator. We're this way, guys."
I remember it slightly differently.
You suggested it. I did not suggest
I
that.
did. Oh,
My God. You
because of the
suggested
way
it.
you look, it was like you look back, and I was like, "You think we could do it?"
I gave you the eye. I don't know.
I don't
I don't know
know.
why I would have
I,
ever
you
thought to
know
give
what?
you that eye. It's neither here nor there. The damage
It
is
ran
done.
through my mind, but I did. I just felt like I didn't verbalize it until you gave me the eye.
Okay, that's very possible. Y'all, my sister said you think we could we're going downstairs, y'all, this way on the escalator.
That away.
I said
That away.
yes. My said yes.
She
Y'all,
said
guess what I
yes.
did? Guess what I did? Turned around and
An
tried to
about
run up
face.
the
We were
escalator
not. We weren't.
backwards.
We weren't far down. We literally had basically just got on. Maybe five
Steps,
steps.
not even five
Not even
steps.
5 steps had
But
descended.
y'all, this is how we started the trip. I bust my ass so good, y'all. To the point where a guy on the other side was like this. "Sir, you're all the way over there on the other side. How are you gonna help me?"
He
People
was
was looking at
trying.
me. They were staring.
Oh.
I was embarrassed, but it brought to memory right then and there. You know what? I just saw Kevin Hart go through this. You can't do the stuff that you think you used to do when you was young.
Man.
So I bummed my ass. I had to just live in that shame and just ride down
Not shame. You are too much.
ride down the elevator.
Yeah.
We got to the gate. We finally got to the gate. The lady was nice enough to check us in. No problem. Easy peasy. The
Yeah.
next thing that happens, and I'm going to make this long story short, y'all. The next thing that
Okay.
happens is it takes us almost 2.5 hours to get through customs and everything in Jamaica when we touch down, right?
It was intense.
It was intense. And we had weirdos talking to us. Lo was so suspicious. She kept eyeballing me like, "Stop
And
talking to
rightfully so, because that weirdo, when he's talking about, comes to us like, first of all, I just want to say this. We're all in this line. Like, we're
everybody."
not
Hundreds of people.
celebrities. We are
We look
regular
like celebrities,
travelers.
though. I get it.
No, but he's asking my sister like, how much longer do you think we got? And my sister is way more like social and welcoming. So she's actually egging him on. He's like, how much more time do you think we got? Like an hour? She's like, yeah, maybe like 45 minutes. He asked her multiple at every check. So then we clear we have to do these machines, and he's like, are these machines? She is really like fully engaging this man.
He
We
was
finally
lost,
get
baby.
to the the final like line or whatever, and he tells us, yeah, I didn't get one of those printouts at the machine. And we're like, you might have to go back. Like there's some extra ones open. He's like, no, I didn't get one. As in this machine told me I can't get one. I look at Nisa like, told you. I told you. Don't be talking to these strangers. He been weird since we got in this line. He saw weird. A little piece of hair hanging off my sister's, I forgot about that. Of my sister's braids, like attached to her. She had a Louis bag. She got the Louis. He saw it and he's like, you got, and it's like by her butt too. And he was looking, I see him in my peripheral, like he about to touch my sister's butt. And then he verbalizes, oh, there's a little piece of hair. That bag is too expensive to, I'm like,
that was my hair on my bag is too expensive. It was
red flag, and he didn't stop talking to us from then. I didn't acknowledge that. I just politely grabbed the hair. That was the acknowledgement. But my sister started to thanking him. I don't know what you did. You probably just,
I'm sorry,
politely was like, oh,
I thanks. Just, you know what? I really do be trying to just be nice to people because you just never know. I'm like,
that is true.
You're not wrong. Cordial, and you know what I'm saying? Because he could. I mean, God forbid anything pop off. He could, hey, remember I was nice to you? Remember?
And then you're saved. So that's true. No, that's true. But anyway, that was the craziest thing. So there were weirdos in the line talking to us, and they were real weirdos because I don't know what happened. He went up to the window before us.
He got through.
And no. Remember, they told him you got to go down to another lane. Oh, that's why I kept saying, I wonder what happened.
I think we got through something. I think he was trafficked. You said that.
Suspicious. He looked suspicious.
A white man standing out in the crowd.
Anyway, sorry. So 2.5 hours through customs in Jamaica.
So 2.5 hours through customs. Y'all won't believe what happened next. My bag didn't come, y'all. My bag was still in Atlanta after we done waited, trying to figure out where my bag is. And on top of that, the driver for us is waiting outside. He's already been there for over like almost 2 hours.
Yeah, because we gave him the original flight details, that the flight that we missed. So our new flight was going to be arriving an hour later. In addition, now we're waiting through customs 2.5 hours. Now we're taking more time looking for our bag. So he just been out here.
He was so nice, and I'm grateful for him. Y'all, so they didn't bring my bag, and it was still in Atlanta. And so by this time, I don't even know what to think because the hotel is an hour and a half away from the airport. It was traffic. It's typically about an hour away, but it was an hour and a half, a good hour and a half away. So they telling us we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do this. We might not get the bag. You might be able to get the bag. Everybody we talked to telling us something different. So luckily, my sister had basically most of her clothes, all of her clothes in her book bag. And we just had like the liquids and my clothes and her shoes and everything else in the pack bag. So what did my good sister do? She shared her clothes with me, guys.
Of course. Thankfully, I got a good balanced weight on me, but thankfully we still virtually.
And I do too. That's why I'm detoxing now.
Cue juice. Okay, yeah.
Okay. No. So we did that. Thankfully, Lauren, she knows some people. She got some folks that she know high in the scenes in Delta. And because they were not going to get my bag to me. No. They were not going to send it. Delta kept giving us a runaround saying, we got to get in Frontier. Frontier was like, no, you got to do this.
Delta didn't give us the runaround. Let's just say an airline.
And airline.
It was a trip, y'all. It was something crazy going on. But no.
We finally got the bag. Low had people in high places, and they were able to get the bag, but that meant us traveling back.
But I just want to say, like, this is how great of a time we had, though, because that first night, me and Nisa both, we traveled with like active wear on. So we got like our tights,
Yeah.
sports bras, just
Tennis
active wear
shoes,
tennis shoes, no rhyme or reason, just I know that some of the
casual,
girls
comfortable.
really be on some.
Dressing
We
up pretty. Nah, I got to be
I be cold
comfortable.
and I need to
Me
be
too.
comfortable. So we dress for that comfort.
Yeah.
That is what we had the full first night of the resort. And
Turning
when
up
I
at the bar
tell
with it.
you, we had such a good time in our tights, tennis shoes, sports bras, and
I was breaking it
active.
down, baby. I was breaking it down, baby.
We met up
Oh
with our
God.
cousins. Had us, oh my God, we had so
We had
much
such
fun.
a
And
great
we
time.
even, like, to the point where we were like, look, we're gonna make the best of it. If the bag is here, fine. If not, we know we can pick it back up when we get to Atlanta.
Right.
We had a full plan
No.
of what
Yeah.
we would do, in either instance. So yeah, it was nice. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was a nightmare, but it was such a good
Yeah.
time that we just
Yeah.
were like, we're gonna make the best of it no matter what.
Yeah. Maybe this be a part two, because if I talk about the rest of the hiccups that we had, we'll be here
True.
all night. So we'll just give you guys another snippet at another time. Just know
Yeah.
there were definitely a few more hiccups.
Several more.
However, on the trip back to the airport and back from the airport to pick up my luggage, the driver stopped us by, do you remember the name of it?
Waterfront
Waterfront.
bar and restaurant or something like that.
And it wasn't even in the grill. I think it was in
Somewhere
Montego
else.
Bay. I think it was in
Yeah.
Montego Bay, like
I think
closer to Montego Bay.
yeah, it was in one of those like Lucy, or he took us through a few parishes and it was in one of those other.
Just a little regular spot, nothing fancy. They had the DJ going.
Mhm.
Everything was outside. They had the DJ going. They was turned up. We was sitting outside by the water. Y'all, the best
Oh
oxtails
my god. My god.
I've ever had in my life. And I feel like, y'all know how I'm 40 plus years old. I've had a lot of oxtails in my life. And that's why I want to go back. That and Rick's
I got
Cafe.
the
That
tingles
and
in
Rick's
my
Cafe.
body. Rick's Cafe was nice. Yeah.
I jumped off the cliff.
Yeah.
I jumped off the cliff.
Okay. Next week when we give part two, I'll upload the clip of Nisa. She
Jumped off
jumped
the cliff.
off of the cliff like a real one, a
Wow.
trill when you're her. Oh, that was so cool.
It was so refreshing. I did tell Dad that part, and he was like, if I was a jealous type,
What?
he says he wants to do that. He said, if I could swim, I'd do that.
Give the old man a life jacket. I bet he could do it.
We was trying to find you. We was trying to.
I would have did it with a life jacket, but without, no go. It was a
fun
good
though.
time. Yeah.
We had a good old time. I will tell you part two next week, because y'all won't believe what happened by the time we got
You
on the
will
flight.
never, ever believe. Oh, okay. But yeah, anyway. What were we talking about next, sis? I know we just shooting the ish.
Yeah. You know what? I was thinking about this, and I know we talked about this, and like, this is a subject change, guys. Catch up, mustard.
Oh,
I just feel I should say that.
it goes. It goes.
And I haven't even been drinking.
You with this straw coming out of frame into frame is taking me down.
No, I was thinking about, I know we talked about early on, and I don't know what month self-care month is. But I was just thinking about, hey, David. I was just thinking about what have you done like recently, or what's in like your daily or not daily, but just your regular routine, where you make sure that you are setting aside time for self-care. And I literally just made this a goal for myself and wrote it down in my notes, like, okay, this is what I want to make sure that I do for myself. And I do it on a weekly basis. And I didn't even realize I was doing it on a weekly basis until
Mm.
recently. And I was like, you know what? Every Wednesday you do this. And it's a good old feeling. So I want you to tell me, are there any routines that you kind of do as a self-care on a consistent basis?
I don't think I do it on a consistent basis, but I feel like the one thing I definitely do on a consistent basis is therapy. That hasn't
Mhm.
changed. I still
Mhm.
go to therapy, and I feel like my process is just kind of going with what I'm feeling in the moment. Like I
Mhm.
haven't set anything up to, uh, and I do run. I run fairly consistently, at least like, yeah,
Yes.
I usually run at least once a week. I love going on walks.
Bravo.
So you know what? That's definitely my thing that I do
You do go
consistently.
on walks. Yeah.
Outside running, going on walks.
Mhm.
I love that. I live in the city, but not like in the on a busy street where I can just walk out of my neighborhood and I'm it's a whole bunch of bars. So it's nice to kind of take a 15-minute walk to
Take
the
a
belt
stroll.
line. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I'm in the city where I can get to the belt line in
Mhm.
15 minutes, like walking, but it's not like I just walk out of my back porch and it's
Yeah.
13 bars. So it's nice.
That's good.
I love going on walks. I really, like to kind of do something just fun. Fun, I think, is part of my self care
Mhm.
practice.
Yeah, you
Therapy.
had a lot of fun over the weekend, didn't you?
What did I do over the weekend,
It was our
child?
brother's birthday. Oh, shout out B.
I
Happy
did.
birthday, B.
Yes, happy belated birthday, brother B. We had a blast, y'all. It was a really good time. We
I wish I
started
was there.
drunk FaceTiming random family members,
Yeah,
friends.
I was one
It
of
was
them.
a really good time. My dad, my I was the only girl. Well,
Hmm.
no, our sis Sandy was there at the
Oh,
beginning.
Sandy came. Hey,
She
Sandy.
came. Sandy came, and then for the rest of the night, I was the only girl, which was it was actually very fun. I had a good time. It was a really cool spot called I can't remember. It's really cool in Colony Square.
Colony
Y'all should
Square, yeah.
check
Colony
it out
Square
if
is
you're in
just a
Atlanta.
cool spot. Yeah, yeah,
Fire, fire!
yeah.
I can't
Hmm.
wait to go back. But anyway, yeah. So therapy, getting fresh air, walking, moving my body outside, like out in an outdoor environment. Because even like when I'm thinking about when the weather gets cooler, how I can like make plans to, there's like some uh, yurts in Douglasville. I'm like, oh, that would be nice to kind of do some hiking
Oh,
at
yeah.
Sweetwater and maybe stay in a yurt or, just I like being outside, taking in fresh air,
That's
and
good.
having fun, like with the people that I love, traveling and things like that. I really do think travel is part of my self care because
Oh,
I definitely do
travel
that
is
consistently.
definitely. I know. That's why we ain't been with y'all for 2 weeks. We
Yeah,
sorry. We promise you we gonna do better, but we just got to get our rhythm and make sure that
yeah,
we are planning and timing. Like sometimes our schedules just don't match up.
yeah.
You know what
They
I'm
get the best
saying?
of us. Yeah, we
They
kind of think we
do.
can do, but we can't. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely. I believe that's more of my plan. I kind of feel like it's more. It feels like one of the things that Haley has taught me, and I use almost as like a daily reminder, is just go where the love is. I feel like,
Oh, I love that. It's your
I
daily
feel like,
mantra. That's like your
yeah,
mantra. Oh,
kind
that's
of,
so
yeah.
sweet.
I feel, love in the when I'm outside and having fresh air. I feel love when I'm having fun with loved ones. I feel the love when I'm getting to plant my feet on uncharted,
Mhm. Mhm.
waters and grounds and places I've never been before. And I definitely feel like my cup is being filled when I'm in therapy. So I think those
Mm.
are things that I don't think I thought about, but until you asked that question, but
Mm.
those are for sure things I do consistently that fill my cup, which I feel like self care is kind of that is well. How do you even would you define self care? I think I've defined self care as things that I do to fill my cup. I don't know. What do you think?
Absolutely. I agree wholeheartedly. Things I do to fill my cup and go where the love is like that is that's dope. I love that saying. Shout out to Haley. No, you know what? Definitely I feel like travel is travel and being around family. Oh, yay!
Mhm.
Oh,
Mhm.
yes, that's and that's a blessing too. You know what I mean? To be able to
It
travel
is.
and to be able to be around family. And I feel like in our case, we're able to travel with family. And
Yes.
I don't really, do I don't I don't think I ever travel without family. Like I know I have friends. I mean I do. I have friends that I travel with, but the bulk of my traveling is like with family, with loved ones. And even after this whole experience with Jamaica, I was like, oh God, I ain't traveling no time soon. I just text my husband yesterday, like, okay, so listen, for my birthday, take off this
And
week. Then we gotta take off, so but
yeah.
I mean, it's not that I'm ready to go right now, but I'm like, okay, well, at the end of next month, I'm definitely gonna be ready to go on a vacation. And so
Mhm.
I do think that's a part of. I always tell people, traveling is a part of my love language. I don't care what nobody say. I don't
Oh,
care if
I
it is.
love that.
I don't know if it's a love language, but it's my love language. Okay,
Period.
traveling is my love language. Period. Point blank, and that's it. That's all.
Okay.
Um, but something that I and my husband can attest to this, and I just recently realized that I do this like legit once a week. And it just so happens, I think it falls on the day, it for whatever reason, I always do it on Wednesday, where I think it's one of those things where it's midweek. My of course, I working out is a part of my regimen, so I work out at least twice a week. And so when I come home from my workout class on Wednesdays, I usually at least soak in a bathtub, like with bubbles, and I have
Oh
candles
wow.
at least once a week. But y'all, I legit spend 2 hours, and no lie, went in the bathtub at 7:30 last night. I did not get out until 9:30. Like I legit just
Is
stay
the
in there.
water hot that whole time, or
I
you
leave
just will
enough. I
return?
leave enough room. I put a little more hot water in there. I do everything.
Girl.
I read emails that I haven't caught up on. I'm on
Wow.
TikTok. I sent y'all about 5 TikToks last night
Hilarious.
while I was on. I mean, I'm
Oh, that
doing
is such a
everything. And I have my
blessing.
candles. I got my Haley candles. Let me tell you a trick.
What?
I got my Haley body scrub. So the trick is you put the body scrub on first, then you get in the bathtub and you just soak.
Girl,
Ooh,
you come out soft?
it changes your
Oh,
la
I'm
la la
gonna
la
do
la la
that
la
this
life.
weekend.
And you know what? I usually have my
Oh,
glass of
that sounds
wine, but I
good.
didn't have my glass of wine last night. I had my tea. I had my
That's
tea.
that's really 1A, 1B. The T is one B. Wine is
I
one
had
A.
my
The
tea.
tea,
And then you won't even believe
girl,
this.
you setting the scene.
I got out, I got out
Oh
the
my
bathtub
God, that
after
sounds so
2 hours,
relaxing.
did my face routine, and then I put the steamer on my face, baby. Golly, tell me that
The
ain't just
girls
love.
don't even know about the steamer, sis. That steamer.
Girl, I love that
Ooh,
daggone
it's so
steamer.
relaxing.
I do it at least once a week when I'm after I get out the bathtub. And I didn't even
Oh,
realize I was
that's
doing that.
so.
And I was like, wait a minute, this is like a part of your like
You've cracked the code,
routine.
sis.
I mean, I come out, I'm just
Girl.
refreshed. I smell good. Last night, my husband like, you put on perfume to come to bed? No, baby, I did not. It's that scrub a dub dub
That's
from
look.
the tub.
First and
Okay.
foremost, if y'all not on that HS candle call, what are you on?
Let me tell you,
What are you on? I wish I had an
game
echo. What are you
changer.
on? What are you on?
I should have brought mine down, but
Whew.
I ain't gonna be fast enough to get back and get back. No,
Finish telling
listen.
your story. I'll bring mine
That's oh yay, that's a good idea. No, seriously, it really soothes me to just be in a moment where I don't have to worry about anything and just soaking my cares away. I mean, it's just so relaxing, so soothing. I need to re up on some HS candles though because I'm running low. I actually took one from my daughter's room because she's away at
Wow.
college. So,
You stole
um,
one from my niece. Okay.
she's away at college, and I
All right.
walked in her room like she got a candle.
Well,
Let
to
me
be
take
fair,
it
she takes things from you
all
often,
the
so
time. Oh,
it's
shoot,
okay.
all the time. So yes,
But
that's my
my
self care.
my label is kind of messed up because I keep it in the shower all the time. But this is the
Laundry.
sugar scrub, y'all. Look at it.
It's so
You
good.
can it smells so good. It's
You
like
can
I
eat it.
just want to.
I know.
Oh, it
Eat it on
smells
lunch.
so good. It smells
I love it.
and really, girl, I be
I
so
even put it
soft.
on.
I be so
You'd
soft
be so
after I
soft
use it.
afterwards. I'm telling you, I
Hmm.
even some days I just will put it on while I'm in the shower. Just be like, all right, let me just go ahead.
I
But
put it on in the
typically,
shower, but the
the
okay,
bath,
so you're
you got
saying
to do
put it
that.
on
Scrub
first,
scrub it on
soak
all
in the
over,
tub.
and then just soak in the tub. And you're gonna get
Y'all
all
ain't even
those.
ready.
You're gonna get all those aromas. Oh, and then you got your candles going. It's the best feeling in the world. So I just decided
I
literally
can't wait.
recently, I was like, okay, this is a part of your routine, your self care. If I'm able to do that once a week, I feel like I feel better. Like I'm recharged. You know what
That
I'm
is so
saying?
dope.
And so yeah, that's my self care outside of traveling.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. I love that. I love that.
yeah.
That yeah, I think yeah,
What
and
y'all do for self care out there in the chat, in the
yeah,
chitter
let us
chat?
know. What do y'all do?
Let
O
us
said
know.
traveling and spending time with family. What do you guys do? I think it's
Yeah.
something that everybody probably does, and you may not like how you were saying you didn't even notice until your husband was telling you like you do this every single week, and I didn't notice until you asked me
Yeah.
like, oh, these are things that I do. Like
He
so.
literally will be like, I cannot believe you're still in the bathtub. And sometimes I just be hackling. Now last night he was asleep, so I had to be careful. I had one of these in and I was like, ooh, you can't be too loud. He in there asleep.
You
But
just snickle it.
it was it was a good old time. Let me tell you, I be having me a good old time.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
man.
okay, so this was one of the things that I wanted to ask you. I was thinking about like I've been doing a lot of stuff at work and just kind
Hmm.
of like just different things that are building my resume and I'm
Hmm.
like okay, these are things that are far outside of my comfort zone and things that are
Hmm.
new for me, but I need to be open to doing them so that I can have this experience and, let my employer know, my future employer know what I've experienced and what I'm capable of. So
Right.
for instance, today I went on my first client meeting and I can be social. That isn't my default setting isn't to be social with strangers. I am very social and like
With
outgoing with
those you
people
know and those you love. Yeah.
exactly people that I'm comfortable with and I feel safe with. But I can be very reserved and guarded in new environments and around people like that I don't know. So going to a client meeting was kind of a thing. I'm like,
New. It was new.
why did they pick me? Like, why am
You
I?
even actually said that, and you're like, I don't know why they picked
I,
me.
I said that. Went and it was really a great experience and i
Was
i
it?
felt like I don't know, like I felt like I proved to even myself that okay, you are telling yourself something that isn't true, so whose voice is that? Like whose voice is telling you that you're
Mm,
not like prepared and equipped for
right.
client meetings? Like you kind of I think of
Mm,
excuse me, I think of client meeting and I kind of think of like, oh, a salesperson, you got to kind of be like that. And I'm like, maybe, possibly, but in
hmm.
this instance, it really was just, I felt like I was being true to myself. I was able to just kind of, ask questions that felt natural. I was talking to like this really big, high up VP for the Southeast region with our client. Like, this is our client who pays us
Wow.
money to do business with them. And we were chatting and kikiing. Like, I'm like, I completely agreed. I am so impressed. I'm telling this man, like, I am so impressed. Like, that is such a really important
You
component. I'm
better be in the room standing out.
really, like, we're just having lunch. He's talking about their training
Yes.
processes. I'm
I
like,
love it.
because it's one thing to have an expectation of your employees, and it's another thing to set your employees up for success. And he's like, yes, yes, and that is why we believe. And I'm
Shine,
like,
sister, shine.
we were having a good old conversation to the point
Yes.
where I was shocked because I am the person with the lowest I on out of that trip. Well, I wouldn't say lowest. I didn't There were 5 of us from my company, and 2 or 3 of them, I was the 4th probably in title ranking. There was like the director of the entire North America that was there,
Wow.
and then there was a manager for North America there. There was one girl who we were actually more so colleagues. We were on the same level, and then there was another who's on the customer service team. And the director, she was the big boss. She was really quiet and just kind of like chilling and not saying anything. And I was like,
Mm.
well, the guy initiated conversation with me first, so I just kind of kept it going. And then I had to, like, in my brain, be like, okay, let me stop talking in case somebody else wants to say
Wants to.
something. And it took a while. Like, they still were talking to just our teammates, and eventually, he started addressing the rest of the people. So I don't know. I was
That's
thinking
good
about,
exposure, though. That's good. That's
it was
good.
really good exposure, and I felt proud. And then I
Yeah.
started thinking about, like, how, I'm in my mid 30s, and I feel like I am still building, like, still I feel like I caught I always forget this word,
You
the
know all
word
the
that
big
starts with
words.
with an A. I know it's a thing, like, ambitious. I caught the
You
ambitious
do
bug.
always
I
forget that
always forget
word.
ambitious. I don't
I
know why.
should know. I should know the word you forget by now
That
because
is
it's
the
always
word.
ambitious. You always say it
Literally.
starts with an A too. Why can't I remember that? Girl, I
I
thought
keep
it. Now
thinking
I'm second
achieve,
guessing me.
accelerate. I'm like, what? I cannot think of ambitious. I caught the ambitious bug a little later on. And now that I've caught it, I feel like, okay,
Hmm.
I want to go. I want to go. I want to achieve. I want
Yeah.
to achieve.
Right.
Um, and so, yeah, so I felt proud, and I was thinking, like, wow, it's crazy that I caught the ambitious bug late, and
Hmm.
I'm kind of just now starting my pursuit of, like, wanting to climb and earn higher positions in corporate America. And
Hmm.
I still am grateful to be able to do music and be able to express myself creatively. But I really have also found, like, a really, like, a desire, a drive to 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 keep climbing in a corporate um field. And I was thinking, like, that's something that people don't really talk about at my age. I feel like everyone, we kind of feel like, oh, I should have already been a director, or I should have
Mm.
already been, in my PhD program and on my way to be a
Mm.
principal or a professor, and have
Hmm.
all of these years of experience professionally behind you. Whereas me, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of work experience, but it was in a whole other field for the first. I was
Hmm.
working in IT for a while, administrative roles, office manager roles, went to real estate technology
Hmm.
for a little bit, and now I'm in the airline industry, and I'm fairly
Hmm.
new to it, and I really enjoy it, and I really love it. And I feel
Yeah.
like there's so many different opportunities for me to explore in this particular industry. So I really feel like I found a place where I will continue the rest of my professional career at.
Hmm.
But I was just thinking, like, I know you achieved a lot academically at a young age, even though you weren't like a traditional age student.
Hmm.
You met some metrics, like very significant metrics in your early 30s academically. You got into a leadership path
Sorry, I'm
professionally.
about to try to put my phone on charger. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah,
my
yeah. Your iPad. Okay.
sorry. Yep, I'm listening though.
Okay, no, no, you're good. You got into, like, leadership
Hmm.
in the corporate world at a fairly young age. And you're still working towards more and achieving more, like you're a professor now and you were talking about potentially going back to school to get your doctorate. And
Hmm.
that just made me
I'm
feel like,
listening.
I know, yeah, yeah. That just made me feel like I heard somebody say one time, you can't look at some where someone else is on their ladder.
Absolutely.
You got to
Right.
just focus on the ladder that you're climbing, because you
Come
don't
on now.
know how far up or how far down their ladder goes. You don't actually
Mm,
know where they are on their
that's
ladder. You just
true.
got to basically kind of run your race. And
You
it
gotta
made
run
me
it.
think, like, no matter if I would have gone to law school or gone to med school and been whatever I think that I probably should have been or should be doing, or wherever it's a social whatever says that I should be, I
Yeah.
still probably would be in the same position of wanting to build, wanting to grow, wanting to achieve. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to kind of think, pick your brain and everybody listening. I know I said a lot and I kind of had to talk it out and
No, you
process it
said
as I
that's.
talk.
Let me just
But
say, it's so good what you just said. I'm sorry. I'm trying to
no,
put
no,
my
no,
charger,
yeah, no, do
set my
your thing.
charger up. It's so good what you said, but let me just tell you this, and I'm sorry for being all up in y'all face. Um, but it's so good what you said because um, round of applause. I think I just want to say this. One of the things that I can say is, like you said, you cannot measure um, where someone else is at in life and their success, and you can't compare it. Oh, I'm the same age, we're the same age, and they're
Right.
here and they're there, because I'm gonna just say it. If nobody else say it, you are killing it.
Thank
You
you,
have come,
sis.
like, the
I appreciate
barriers
it.
you've already broken, and the level of success that you've achieved in such a short amount of time, and where you are, it's amazing, and everybody doesn't have
Oh,
that testimony.
thank you.
So one, be proud of yourself, and two, keep pushing, keep going, because I think, even for me, in my 40 plus, I ain't too far from 40, y'all. Okay, I'm just barely at that. Okay, so don't judge me. But one of the things that I know for sure is that when you have a drive, when you have the ambition, that ambition doesn't stop. You're still, thriving for the, more of whatever your purpose is, or more of what you are currently engaged and involved in, because that's where I find myself at right now. And even though, there is a level of, success that I've achieved, which I don't, I think is just, of course, it's God, number one. But also, with me being a mother and being divorced at an early age, I think that really pushed me to be like, okay, I just got to get up and get out and get something. I got to be
Mm.
somebody. You know what I'm
If you
saying?
wanna be somebody.
And so, but with that, I still have so much drive. I'm always
Yeah.
like thinking about the next, okay, what can we, as a family, what can I do next to kind of continue in the legacy that I'm trying to build? And when you look at, even when you look at these famous people, do,
Mhm.
me and Beyonce the same age, y'all. Just FYI, we the same age, okay? But do you see Beyonce slowing down? She's still
Girl,
out here
yes.
breaking barriers and achieving, and she ain't trying to stop.
Mm-mm.
Can't stop, won't stop. Look at Diddy. He was just on the VMAs, Diddying it
Oh,
up.
I need
You
to
know what
watch.
I'm saying? I didn't watch it, but he was Diddying it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't stop, won't stop. Come on now. You gotta keep you
Oh
it
God.
the people that are the most successful are the people that continue to try to win. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I think, for me, it's all about continuing, just continue. I want to continue to
Yeah.
win. I want to continue to grow in my craft. I want to
Yeah.
continue to thrive, to be the absolute best. And I've said this before, you taught me this, but ain't nobody gonna outwork me, baby. It's just as simple as that. So even though I know that there are some times where we feel like we're not always comfortable in certain spaces and places, or even feel like, you know, you should be in the room. Sarah Jake said this recently, like, if you weren't supposed to be in the room, then you wouldn't have been invited. You wouldn't be there. Hey, cuz you missed our story about our trip. Oh, yes, yes. God works with
Yes.
movement. Oh, that's good, Janice.
Oh,
God
that's
works with
really
movement.
good. That's
God does
good.
work with movement, and he will meet you where you are, and he will give you that extra push, and he will
Mm-hmm.
give you more, you know. And so I am grateful that we as a family, we're in a space and a place where we have always been allowed to explore those options, and not having people like dim our light and be like, oh no, you can't achieve that. Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
you can't do that. Anytime we're like, Lo, you going back to school. Oh my God, great. That's great. Awesome. Keep pushing, keep going. And
Mm-hmm.
so I think that's what you need. Just having that positive reinforcement on your
Yeah.
team. You know what I'm saying? It goes a long way. Not to say that, I'm sure there are some people that may not always have that, but
Right.
hopefully it does not deter them from ultimately their goal, because there are benefits that you will reap if you keep pushing forward. So
Period.
that brings up what you talked about, going to the event with the big wigs of your company.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually funny that you mentioned that, because just today I was looking at a business event that's coming up, a networking event, and this is something that I had on my. I
Vision
don't like to
board.
call it. I don't like to. Yeah, maybe I'll say vision board. Um, Sorry, I like to write out my goals, and somebody called it. It wasn't a vision board. It was like more so like a goal board or something. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But I had that on mine last year to attend like business forums, like networking events, and different things like that. Um,
Mm.
Not because I want to be the big person in the room or I have something to prove, but more so because I do know that there are other things that I want to do in my life, and other goals and aspirations that I want to achieve. And I feel like being in a space and a place where, one, they're like-minded people that are motivated and
Mm-hmm.
and and
Mm-hmm.
and have gotten to the place that I'm trying to get to,
Yeah.
or two, just the networking opportunity. I was listening to a sermon by Bishop Bronner. I love me some Bronner, so I listen to his message every week. And Bronner was saying, sometimes it's you can have just the right connection. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And I'm looking for that right connection at the moment. I'm like, listen, God, if you
Mm.
want to send a millionaire my way to say I want to
Shonda.
fund this business, send them, send her.
Send them on.
Jesus.
Send them through.
You know what I'm saying?
Send
But
them,
you never
Lord.
know. Like you said, you
Yeah.
were talking to the VP. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? You never know what that could even possibly, it could be. And I'm just, really, y'all, this is how I think in real life. This could be somebody that reaches out 6 months later and be like, hey, there was a young lady that came to with y'all to this event, and I think I might have a position for her that she would be interested in. Like,
Really
networking gets
though,
you a long
it
way.
it does. And not to interrupt you, but
No, you're good. I've been talking
the
for a while. Go ahead.
no, so yesterday I had a training with the airline that I work for uses a very specific program for timekeeping. So payroll timekeeping. It's a specific system, and I don't know if multiple airlines use this system, but it is specific to the airline that I work for. And I have been wanting to get trained on how to use that because my my degree is in HR, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I do eventually want to go into that field. I'm working towards an accounting and thinking about paralegal and law in the future. But I would love to kind of know what it's like to work in HR, payroll, kind of at this scale. I like advocated for myself, which was something that I hadn't done before. I saw an opportunity where I could potentially get this training. Asked my manager. My manager was like, "Oh yeah, like for sure. I think that would be great." So the manager that I had before. I work in a hybrid type of situation. One of my managers is for the airline that I work for. Another one is for the airline that we're in partnership with. So I kind of have two managers.
Mm,
One that does all of the behind the scenes type of stuff, and one
mm-hmm.
that I actually work with face to face every
On a
single day.
daily. Okay.
The one that was my behind the scenes manager was leaving in 2 weeks, but he set up this training for me before he went on to another position. I had
Oh,
that
leaving in 2 weeks
training.
as leaving the
The
position.
position, he was
Wow.
leaving that position, came to me, we talked, and he was like, "Are you interested?" I was like, "Yes, I would love to." He was like, "All right, cool, I'll set it up." He set it up, and I had that training yesterday, um to
Oh,
learn the
nice.
system that the airline uses for payroll and timekeeping. And I'm like, this is really
Wow.
amazing. And I'm like,
That's
none of this
huge.
right now is coming with like more money or a better title, but I'm like, over time I can really see the benefits of having this
Absolutely.
training and having,
Yeah.
it was only one other person in the training class, and I was like make asking questions, telling them about my
Mm-hmm.
background. I sent a follow-up email to these were the this was
Come
like the
on. So,
HR
you done been
director.
raised right.
I sent in, and you thought I didn't when I did? Oh, I sent an email to both of the facilitator and the director, like,
That girl
hello,
good.
thank you. This was wonderful. Looking forward. And I'm like, I don't think
Soaking
that
up.
you have to
You're
network in a
soaking up
way
that
that's,
knowledge.
yeah, that's overbearing, where you're like
Right.
every week, oh, I gotta, and sometimes that works and that's great. I just feel like I want to do something that's authentic to me. The training was really great. I just wanted to let them know and thank them. And if I have questions, like they extended the offer, like if you
Hmm.
have questions, let me know. So if I have questions down the line, I will let them
Absolutely.
know. And I
They
feel
don't put
like
a face
if
with a name. You don't connect it. You don't
exactly.
extend it.
So
Hey,
if
I am.
if
This is me. I am her.
right.
So
So
just
if
know
my
me.
resume comes across their desk
Huh,
at any point, then they'll be like, "Oh, I know that
I know
name.
that
I
name.
know that person." You know.
Networking. It's a
So
part of
you're
networking.
absolutely right. That's how I even landed in the airline industry in the first place. A family member that worked in the airline gave me this opportunity, and I really am hoping, like, because I have recommended people for positions before and they completely fumbled it. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I hope that this family member who kind of put their neck out on the line for me feels proud, and I'm doing them
Yeah.
justice,
Oh, I feel
knowing that I
so
didn't freaking fumble the
proud.
opportunity. And making the most of you. I think you do have, and oh, this is what I wanted to say too. You were saying the ambitious bug, or the drive to kind of achieve doesn't just fade away. You just continue
Right.
to press towards winning. And I really think that's a great way to define it, because some people, I think we have a desire to kind of that hustle. There's something
Yeah.
in us that just kind of likes a little bit of the hustle.
Right.
Not everybody likes that. And we
That's
talk
true.
about soft girl era, soft life. I love the idea of a soft girl era, and I also know that there's a part of me that is ambitious and
Hmm.
driven and wants to kind of go, go, go. Um, but I do feel like you can honor both of those parts of yourself, or
Absolutely.
if you operate on one of those
That's
modes and
fine
you want to
too.
have a life of
Yeah.
leisure, and that's, I really still feel like my default setting is I just want to chill and have a good time. And also, I know that there's a part of me that I will work for 72 hours straight if I need
Yeah.
to. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
I'm about to get these coins.
I can tap into that next gear and just go,
Go.
go,
Just
go,
grind.
go, like
Absolutely.
crazy. So I do think that you define what winning looks like for you, and
Absolutely.
then you can kind of keep focus on your own ladder, your own
Hmm.
climb, versus thinking like, okay, I'm not grinding enough because social media is saying I will sleep when I die. I'll, all this grind, grind, grind. I'll work my fingers to the bone, especially, Black men. Y'all,
Yeah.
I've said this before. Y'all be working yourselves to death, be putting your own bodies and well being at risk, trying to provide for your family, when maybe it is that deep sometimes, but most of the time it's really not that deep.
Yeah.
You don't have to put your life on the line to earn
Yeah.
money. I do think that it's
Especially for
nothing
somebody else's
wrong,
company.
right? Right. And but I do think that there's nothing also wrong with just having that kind of, I guess it's kind of maybe the Kobe Bryant, the Mamba mentality where I'm gonna eat every crumb. Like if you give me an opportunity to go,
I'm taking it, baby. You ain't even got to ask me. The
I'm going to
answer is,
Mars.
what does you know the song by Music Soul Child? The answer is yes. Mm-mm-mm. Listen, the answer is yes, baby. Give me
Period.
the opportunity, and I'm there. Okay, and I'm not gonna let you down.
Period.
Yeah, that's a
Period.
good point,
This
sis.
is
Good. That's good.
yeah.
You know what?
Thank
Just
you.
real quick, one of the
Hmm.
and I would like for this. I try to tell my kids this because kids, they think you don't know nothing until they live a little.
You don't know
But
now. Let me find out they talking about you don't know now.
you know, but no, seriously. I early on in my career, you were saying how even before I decided to go back to school and get my degrees, I did have that drive. But again, one of my main drives was, okay, I got young kids. I'm divorced now. I gotta figure out a way to make shake and bake, baby. And it wasn't that I wasn't grinding before because I've been grinding all my life.
Oh,
I just threw that in there. Anyway,
do it, sis. You
but
got 5 songs in the last 2 minutes.
I like doing that.
I
I
like
like
that.
doing that. But no, one of the things that I learned early on, and I had a mentor at one point in my life. And this was the lady that I told you I messaged on LinkedIn and was just telling her
Yes.
how she was an inspiration and a pivotal point in my life where I did not know
Hmm.
where to, like, how I was going to get to the level of achievement that I was trying to get to, which was to be in management without, at that time, without a degree, and
Mm.
wasn't even thinking about going back to school at that moment because I didn't know how I would be able to do that with two small kids. But she gave me some, like, just some jewels. She was like, listen, you want to be in management, you want to have the experience, learn everything you need to know about this entire operation.
Mm.
And what you said when you were saying that you asked your manager if you could learn this new system that doesn't necessarily uh, filter into what you are currently doing, but you recognize in the long run this will be very beneficial, right? For a whole year, I took it upon myself to go to the managers of all different departments when there was downtime and say, hey, is there a way that I could shadow in your area? I'm just trying to learn more about
Wow, sis.
the. I shadowed over the course of like a year, and I was in the same position. But in the course of the year, and I wasn't a bugaboo, but it was
I'm
almost the
still in
same
excitement,
thing that you
girl.
did. I
Period.
shadowed
I love that.
every single department in the entire building
Ooh,
just to gain knowledge
incredible.
on how the whole process basically came
Incredible.
together. And that after that year, a whole year went by. I promise you, I did this. A whole year went by. And that year, I
Incredible.
was nominated Employee of the Year.
Oh,
Do you remember? You probably don't remember. I know
I
mom remembers. I
don't.
was awarded Employee of the Year with a bonus
Girl.
check of like $1,000.
A thou
And
wow.
yes, and then
Girl.
after that, shortly after that, I was promoted to manage in a management position.
So wait.
So
So
that
did
gave me
you
like
go,
a drive like no other. I was like,
girl?
you mean to
So
tell me
did
all I
you
had to do
go
was
from entry level straight to manager? Or was it like entry
from
level
entry level,
supervisor?
I went from entry level to supervisor position.
Okay.
So it was entry level for like a couple of years that I did this entry
Hmm.
level position, the same switchboard operator position I was in. And then after like the first year, I was like, well, I really want to do more. And when I went to my manager about it, she was like, learn everything. I want you to know everything about this operation, everything there is to know.
Wow.
And I think that was a big reason as to why I went into business management as my first degree, because
Mhm.
I already had that. the operations of a business, and I
Yeah.
was able to gain that experience. But I'm telling you, I didn't even wear scrubs, but they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you can come shadow with us on Tuesdays and Thursdays." I'm like, "Can I wear scrubs?" I want to be like, "Girl, girl, I was. Let me tell you something.
Wow,
I
you
shadowed.
were shadowing the healthcare workers, not just the
I shadowed
office
every area.
professionals?
I shadowed the ophthalmology department. I mean
Unbelievable.
the eyewear department. I shadowed in the clinics with the doctors. I shadowed in the surgery center. I shadowed in medical records. I shadowed every single area. I shadowed
Girl,
in billing. I
I'm blown
shadowed in
away.
human resource. I shadowed in every single
I
area
am
in the
blown
and
away.
after a year, because I wanted to prove to them, I think I can be
Ooh.
in a leadership role. And I knew it
Mm,
started by going into like a supervisor position, but I had to prove myself. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna learn everything it is to know. And then when the time was presented, they knew me. I had just won employee of the year. They was like, oh, she's qualified. She's been all over the departments. And that
girl.
was the change I needed to
Mm,
just
mm, mm, mm. You know
skyrocket.
what? I know we've been talking for a minute, but that, sis, is such a
I can't believe
key.
I've never said that on here
You've
before. I tell a
never
lot of
said that
people
on
that.
here.
Yes, baby.
You may have told me, but my
Mm,
memory is not the best. But I feel like I would have remembered that. I don't feel like you ever.
yeah.
That is such a good strategy and approach, especially for people who don't have
Yeah.
degrees, because
Yeah.
the truth of the matter
I don't
is,
even know how to get their foot in the door. Like, I worked at, not to cut you off, but I worked at a
no,
company
no.
to where you had to have a degree to get an entry level position. So even if you're in an entry level position with a degree, if you don't know that organization, dive in. And you know what? Not only that, again, not to cut you off, but not only that,
Mm,
the organizations that I've gone to after that experience, not even kidding you, even the position that I'm in currently, I shadowed with every single in my
wow.
department. I've shadowed with every single person, every single the billers. I shadowed with the phone operators, the front desk. That's why I know how to do multiple jobs at my job, because I literally took the time to take notes, to shadow in every single department, because I'm like, listen, baby, one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna know this organization
I'm
from top to bottom.
girl.
Okay.
That's
So that's
something.
that's
That is
definitely something
something.
that I took with me, and I continue to just.
That's good.
But that ain't everybody. That ain't everybody. That's just how it's worked
It's
for me.
it's not, but that I can imagine how far that goes, because
Mhm.
especially in a world of Slack messages,
Mhm.
Microsoft Team messages,
Oh, I hate teams.
emails, we don't even pick up the phone and want to call. You work, you could be literally
Uh,
working two offices down, and instead of
yeah.
coming to tell me something pressing or urgent, you Teams me or
Yeah.
email me. I'm like, this is kind of urgent. Why didn't you just
Right.
walk
Get
over
your
here and tell
lazy
me?
behind. Right.
Yeah, or I'm guilty of it myself. So that really is. I mean, I could totally see how that makes
But
people.
yeah, but also in my position as a leader, it goes a long way with my team, because for me, one of the things I would lead with is I don't want to shadow you so that somebody else can come in here and take over your role, or I take over. No, the purpose of me shadowing you is because now when somebody comes and says, "Oh, this person should be we should be adding work to their workload." I know what your
Mm,
workload is. I know how much you can. No, 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 no. There have been so many times where I've had to advocate for my team to be like, no, this person has way too much on their plate. I know the job they're doing, and I know that they can't handle another thing on their plate. So it's also important for you to know these just little gems I'm dropping, y'all. It's also important for you to
major gems.
know so that you understand,
That's good, sis.
what your team can, how much. one person can bear. Like,
Their
or
bandwidth.
if or exactly, if you're stretched too thin, you don't have enough bandwidth, or they ain't got enough work. You know how many staff members I've been like, you know what, you don't got enough work, so I'm gonna assign you this, and this to
Loving
complete
it.
your
Ba
8 hours.
ba ba.
But
I'm
no,
loving
it goes
Yeah,
twofold. So yeah.
that's okay. I hope y'all was taking notes on this Thursday night Bible study.
Bible study.
Okay, now we will be
Yes.
taking cash apps for jerk chicken. We fancy. It's, we on
I
a
had jerk
diet, so we
chicken
not frying
today.
the chicken. It's I mean not it's not fried fish. It's jerk fish, jerk chicken, not fried chicken. It's jerk chicken, baked,
Yes. I had some
sauteed.
baked jerk chicken. I had marinated that thing all day, girl. Oh, it was so good.
All
And some
day.
broccoli.
Oh, I need broccoli in my life. I
Yes,
got some
so good.
cauliflower and carrots, but they
Oh,
were good. Haley made like a jerk. Anyway, we're gonna keep talking for another
I
15
know,
minutes
because
about
I'm
food if I
hungry.
get
Now I
to
just got to
going.
eat an apple and go to bed. And go to bed hungry. Wake up
I think I
hungry.
got some sunflower seeds.
You do have sunflower seeds. I know. That you
They've
do
been in
have.
there for 3 years, y'all.
I
I
don't know
probably
if
they just decoration now.
they are.
I can't
Don't do it.
I can't dive in on that. I cannot.
No, this was a good episode. Thank y'all
Oh
so much for
yes,
listening.
very good, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all, make sure you what that makes you a great leader. I've been saying this for years.
Thank
You
you,
are a great leader.
Janice.
So
I
true, so
appreciate
true.
you. I do. I do. I do.
Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. We wanna grow. We want, more people to listen in. We're trying to get more refined on what we're talking about and really just kind of find our voice, find our lane. I know there's like billions of podcasts, but we're just crazy enough to believe that ours can kind of cut through all the noise and shine. So
Yes.
help us get there. We really appreciate you guys being
Mhm.
down with us, and we're looking forward to
Wow.
chatting with y'all next week. One of the things I would love for y'all to do is let us know like some topics, positive
Yes.
topics. I know that we talked some about pop culture, but if you all like how we spoke today about just professional growth and just
Mhm.
different things that we're interested in, if you all have some things that are not necessarily related to pop culture, but just some personal interests of yours,
Yeah.
that you kind of want to work out with us or talk about with us on the
I agree.
podcast,
Yeah.
yeah, just shoot us a comment. Let us know like what you want to chat about down the
Yeah.
line.
DM us in the DMs
Yeah,
somewhere. Yeah. We'd love to
yeah,
hear from you. Thank y'all so much for listening. We really do appreciate y'all support. Oh, that wine looks so good. Give me a little bit. Thanks.
delicious, delicioso. All right,
Delicioso. Bye, guys. Until next time.
bye.